How are we doing tonight? Is back, the king of reviews. I see you guys are still talking about some of those commentators. I am nearly finished with my last commentary. Oh, give me 1 second. So close to finishing, and it's so delicious. So very delicious. Those are showcase trophies. Mine are in the attic. Oh man. I can't wait to do what I'm about to do. I am literally hours away from completing it. Just hours. I'm so close to completing it. It's gonna be so awesome. It's gonna make a lot of people mad. I'll tell you that much right now. Which is why it's going up on Blip. Oh yeah, all hell's about to break loose. It's 3 commentaries. Well, there's ways to get videos taken down on Blip, but Blip only really cares about copyrights. Blip isn't like YouTube where people can just flag something and they'll just take it down simply because it got flagged. Excuse me. But yeah, this stuff has to go up on Blip because I know it'll get flagged on YouTube. It's just funny to me. So very funny. The main video is going to be called it's going to be called The Demise of the Commentating Community. The death of the commentating community. Demise, death, whichever one I want to use. Well, I can't really say death because I'm here to save it. I am dictating myself as the leader of the commentating community. And what that means for them is that I will be the main commentator. And I will review all the commentators. I will give them tips and tricks on all the commentaries, things they need to change, things that they need to do. And before they upload their commentaries, if they want to, they can send it to me. I will watch it and review it and give them, pointers and points, and they can go back and change what they need to change. And if they want to seek advice on anything, they can contact me anytime. That's just what's going up on YouTube because that's not going to be a problem, really. It's the other ones that's going to be a problem. This nigga right here, okay? This nigga in a suit made the commentating community jump on a bandwagon. I manipulated them. I exposed their ignorance, their hypocrisy, their inability to listen. I've exposed their lies. I've made them shut down accounts. I've made them pull the trolling card. They've white knighted, they've retracted, they've backpedaled, they've contradicted themselves, they cowered in fear, and I made them stay up past their bedtime. This lone nigga caused all that. It's not just one user. It's like 7 or 8 of them. Plus all their supporters. Oh yeah, like Glagar, you know? He was up past his bedtime. So he couldn't talk to me. I came there specifically to talk to Glagar, but instead I had to listen to 12-year-olds talking about masturbation. Yeah. Man, everything that's happened was so funny. So very funny. And it's just too good to pass up, you know? Just way too good. It's going to be an entertaining set of videos, guys. I mean, these commentaries they made were so bad. Like, it took me like I think all 3 are like 40 minutes long. Well, the 3 commentaries I commentated on, yeah, 40-minute videos. And it was easy. It's like every 10 seconds these people say something stupid. And I have to correct them and educate people so they won't fall for their, you know, stupidity. Plus, I don't know why other commentators don't do this, but they'll be up like tomorrow or the next day. I have one last commentary finished, and I gotta make the entire story. Everything, I mean, this story is so delicious. Everything that's happened. Every time I think about it, everything that's happened, it makes me laugh. I tried to make that video like 3 times now, and every time I turn on the camera, I just can't help but laugh. It's so pathetic. It's not just them, you know. It's it's people that aren't really involved anymore. Like like heavy-base X was brought up into this. They were talking about I forced heavy-base X to talk to me. And I was like, oh really? And I showed them the BBC, the Kevin Chaos is coming after you. You're going down for your anti-Capcom videos. I showed them that. And then I show, you know, him talking about, sorry I wasted your time. And one of them brought up that if it wasn't people like me, Ram DCE wouldn't have to make videos supporting DLC. Yeah. That was brought up in one of the commentaries. It's my fault. Ram DCE got caught up in the nigga and had to make a video simply to oppose me because he doesn't like me. And one thing I was trying to tell these people is that if you get caught up in the way someone acts, and if you are doing something because you simply don't like someone, you're going to take a biased stance, which is when you make mistakes, which is why all these commentators have made which is why all this happened, simply because these niggas don't like me. And the reason why I could rationally do these things is because it's just fun for me. That's why I don't make mistakes on this kind of stuff. It's just fun. I don't dislike anyone. There's only one person I really dislike, and that's my ex-brother-in-law. And I'm always going to be biased against him simply because of the things that he's done, which were horrible. And I hope he dies, like, within the hour. I would love that. I would pay the funeral costs. Oh, wow. Just the whole scale of it. The hypocrisy. Like, I go, like, when I make a video on someone, I don't just, watch that one video they made. I go and watch several of their videos so I can get a grasp of what they're like. I want to see what they say. I want to see if there's any hypocrisy. And I literally watch like one video of theirs, hypocrisy, right there. It's that easy. I just want to tell you guys about something that's always going on in the commentary community. It's about all the bandwagoners. Everyone wants to make a commentary, and everybody wants to make a comment about this person, and then it just becomes too much. But the same person jumps on a bandwagon about me. Alright, see you later. It's just that easy. In my commentary, I messed up, but it wasn't entirely my fault. Yes, it is. You see, one thing you guys gotta realize is that you have to care, but not care. It affects you, but it doesn't affect you. And, this makes sense. You let it affect you so that you can give a good response. That's how it is with me. I like to get upset. I like to get angry because I hate stupidity. I hate ignorance. I hate people that talk about stuff that they don't know anything about. And I really hate hypocrisy and contradictions. Oh, that pisses me off. But there are good things that piss me off because that gives me the best, energy, the best reaction I can give for that kind of thing. Like, look at the people on my PC fanboy video. Look at all the people on there calling me a PC fanboy. Where is your counters to my point? Everyone is, instead of actually countering anything I said or discussing anything I said, they just want to boil down to, you're a fanboy, and that's all they can say. You know why that's all they can say? Because that's all they got. Oh. And then they don't hear in the video where I say, I don't care if you call me a PC fanboy, because yes, I am a fanboy of creating my own experience on a platform where you can customize anything you want. PC fanboy for life. Personal computer for life. But yeah, I'm going to basically educate these commentators. I'm going to give them tips on their commentaries, because there's a lot of things that they do fundamentally in their commentaries that doesn't make any sense. Like when they make a comment in the middle of your statement and they counter your point, or counter your point, when everything you say right after that completely destroys their point. Let the person finish their statement, then comment. That makes sense, doesn't it? And one thing I've noticed from a lot of these people, I've always gamed on the PC ever since I was a kid. If you blew on a cartridge, you are an OG. You are an original gamer. I've been gaming online since 1996. Quake. I have always gamed on the consoles and the PC. Always. Ever since I was a kid. Ever since my games came out on floppies, I've gamed on the PC. I had games on my Windows 3.1 computer. I had games on my Windows 95 and 98 computer, which I can go pull out that room right now. It's still functional. Man, those are the best of times on that computer. I will never get rid of that machine because that was my favorite platform. That thing in there, man. And it's not just the games, but even the educational games that came out on that thing were so freaking fun. Those Jumpstart games, not only were they really educational, but those things were boss. Those things are fun. If I had it right now, I would boot up Jumpstart 3rd grade right now. The reason why I can type 90 words per minute, Mario teaches typing. My parents tried to get me on these typing programs. I didn't care about those programs. I had this program called Type to Learn my parents had me on. I hated it. I really did. But Mario teaches typing. Learn to type and jump on Goombas? Yeah, son. I will play that. Yeah. Reader Rabbit. Some of my favorite educational games, I had Reader Rabbit. I had this one game with an otter. I don't know if you guys ever played this game, but like the main character was like this otter, this anthropomorphic otter. I do not remember what it was. There was Little Howie's Funhouse. There was Jumpstart, Kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade. I played all those. There was a knowledge adventure game that was an online game. It was like an MMO type thing where you play educational games with other kids. And I think I still have that disc. Yeah. There was Carmen Sandiego, yeah. There was Math Blaster. And Yukon Trail, I still got that disc as well. Oregon Trail. Man, that Carmen Sandiego show was awesome. And Carmen Sandiego was hot. Man, that was a hot lady. Where on earth is Carmen Sandiego? That was a beastly opening. My first RTS was Swarm Assault. And I still play that game. I had a program that was 300 arcade games. Some of the best arcade games I've ever played were on that disc. There was Roll 'em Up, which was a pinball game. There was Swarm Assault. There was a Bomberman game called Bomb Man. Me and Shokyo play that game even to this day. There was, I had a lot of games. I didn't need a Sega to play Sonic & Knuckles 3. I had the PC version. I played Sonic R on the PC. I actually stole that Sonic 3 and Knuckles disc and that Sonic R disc from Office Max. Yeah, the Sonic & Knuckles collection. Yep. Even as a kid, I was telling mofos, yeah, you can play it on your Sega, but I got it on PC. And me and Shokyo played it 2 players on the PC. I just don't get people, you know. PC has always done this. Nothing has changed. The only thing that's changed is the hardware and the operating system. That's all it works. Yeah, I don't know what Gligar is talking about, because before I even left Chicago, I played Sonic R on my PC. Oh, Redneck Rampage. I remember that game too. I had Rainbow Six. I had Redneck Rampage, I had Bugs Bunny in Time or something like that. There was this one game with like this circus dude. It was a platformer. It had like rockets and everything. It was like futuristic kind of thing. I forget what it was called. But man, Swarm Assault, that was one of my favorite games ever. Definitely. Oh man, the best breaking game I've ever played. This one had the music, this one had the power-ups, this one had the style. It was called DX Ball 2. Amazing game. Still play it. Yes, DX Ball 2. I love that game. I think you can actually find a torrent on it. It's really old. I mean, this game came out in like 97. I would pick any of those games over Modern Warfare. I would rather play Yukon Trail over Modern Warfare any day. Man, gaming back then was so beastly. I had a Super Nintendo and a PC. That's all I needed. That really is all I needed. And I was on my PC most of the time, doing exactly what I do today. Back then, I would game on my PC, browse the internet, and create things. That's all I did. And you guys notice in Gligar's commentary how he kept using Modern Warfare? Call of Duty 4? That is one of the easiest games to run. You can run that on Windows 98 computers. Seriously. In the required, the requirements, it says you can run it in Windows 98. Because it's running on an old freaking engine. And he's talking, you see people running, you see people playing Call of Duty 4 on Intel graphics. I'm like, search Intel graphics and Call of Duty 4 in YouTube. You'll see people running that game on very high maximum settings with an Intel graphics integrated GPU. So what's your point? The game can be maxed out on a single core CPU, a 9800 GT, and 2 gigs of RAM. So what is your point? These people that keep talking about these things that they know nothing about just makes me laugh. Pod! That was one of my favorite racers. I don't think anyone's heard of this game before, but it was simply called POD Pod. Amazing game. I don't know what happened to that game. It was like something where the planet is being destroyed, and like this ooze is coming out the planet, and so to decide who would be able to leave the planet, since only a certain amount of people could, they had to race for survival. Man, that game was awesome. There was this one game that was on the Magic School Bus games. Awesome. And then there was this game that was on the Windows 95 or 98 install disk called Hover. Loved the heck out of that game too. Oh man, gaming back then was so much better. So much better. Uh, and I just don't get these people that tell me how hard PC gaming is when I was doing it since since Math Blaster on Windows 3.1. Seriously. I'm talking about, I've been gaming on PC since floppies were that big. I think that's why I just love older gaming more, because it felt so, it had so much personality. It just left such an impression on you. Mm. And that's, you know, that's one of the things today. I don't trust any of these newer, any of these like big websites. I don't trust them for reviews. I don't, because they can just as easily get sent a little incentive, and there you go. You got a decent score or a great score. It's just that easy. People, these companies, they're going to send you an incentive, and if you do not give that game a high score, you know what they're going to do? Blacklist you. So who wants to be blacklisted? Nobody does. I like independent reviewers. I will trust people like Angry Joe and smaller websites and people on YouTube before I will trust someone like IGN or Game Trailers, any of those other places. Yeah, the guy from GameSpot. Yep. They always talk about how hard it is to port, but we have indie games going on every platform. And sometimes these are people, like 3 people working on a single game, 4 people working on a single game. And these people have hundreds of employees and can't get one port over to another platform. Angry Joe keeps it real, though. He keeps it real. When it comes to like news and everything, he's got the right idea. Yeah, I've heard of Skullgirls before. I don't care if he's a console fanboy. That doesn't stop him from being right about Mass Effect 3 and the Call of Duty and Capcom and EA. I'm not like the commentator community. You know, if someone likes a certain thing, I'm not going to let that block my ears from hearing what they're saying. Angry Joe doesn't buy those games. He gets those games for free. If you run a website, you can get review copies of games easily. I got them. And I was only on like PlayStation University for like a month. I got games like a week before they even came out, like Left 4 Dead 2, and Infamous, and Batman Arkham Asylum. Look, Gligar is going to think he owned me because Gligar is just a stupid kid. He's a fig nut. That's what he is. When I look at him, I think fig nut, walnut, goober. That's what I think. He won't even clean that room. You've seen his videos on that room? And I think that's the basement. One of his excuses for not coming to talk to me was that he was cleaning his basement. Yet that area is dirty. Make sense? No. He criticizes Pokemon fans for buying Pokemon games when it's so overrated. Don't buy the game just because Pokemon is in the title. Yet he goes to McDonald's and buys Pokemon Happy Meals. And he wears Pokemon shirts. He criticizes them for buying Pokemon games over and over again. Yet he imported Pokemon White, and he gave it a bad review, and people told him he didn't understand the story. So you know what he does? He buys it again when it comes out in America. So he bought the same game twice when he criticizes people for buying one game, and then when the remake comes out, they buy it again. He bought the same game. Stupid, isn't it? Gligar is a fail. He is not a troll. He's not. He's an idiot. People don't get pissed at him because he's trolling. They get pissed at him because he's a blatant idiot. And all his friends tried to tell me he was trolling. But before I destroyed his video, it wasn't trolling, was it? Nope. It was only after I destroyed his video, it was trolling. And then what they did, because they wanted to defend him so badly, they come to me white knighting, talking about, oh, he was just trolling, but Youngblood said he was trolling, but he retracted it. VesperSnake came to me. He's trying to show me proof that he was trolling, but all he did was give me proof that it was a serious video. And then on the USTREAM, in the conversation we had, which I still have recorded, he admits that, yeah, it was a serious video. And then later on Skype, he tells me, yeah, I don't know why I defended him. Yeah, that was a very bad video from Gligar. He says this. He admits this. Gligar won't talk to me. His excuse is that he's cleaning his basement. Then his excuse is, oh, I'm up past my bedtime, and if I talk, my parents will hear me and get angry. Then he tells me, since I can't talk tonight, we'll talk tomorrow. But it never happened. Then he tells all his friends not to add me to their conversations anymore because I'll make them look bad. But he was trolling, right? A troll that's afraid of looking bad. Yep, he was trolling all right. That's why he had his little Skype thing. Talking to BBC is like talking to a brick wall. Obviously, he's upset that he's not getting anywhere with me. So, does that sound like a troll? Nope. Yeah. And all this is just handed to me. Just like, you know, those at the mall where they give you free samples? I'm just getting free samples from everyone. People call me a troll, but it does get troll-like results. It upsets people. It makes people angry. It makes people leave bad comments. It makes people make bad commentaries. But you know what I'm doing? I'm trolling with the truth. Because people do not like hearing the truth. The truth pisses people off. And that is a real art. It's just amazing, you know, what I do. I can make a person that calls me on Skype like BestForSnake. I can manipulate him live on the internet, and to not only give me proof that the video was a serious video, but I can make him completely change his stance in 5 minutes. In 5 minutes. And then the things that they say, man, like BLACKbusterCritic said this in the comments area. Any reaction you get means you got trolled. Therefore, according to Vesper, I trolled everyone because they reacted to my video. Makes sense, right? According to his logic. And these same commentators, every time someone flags one of their commentaries, they always blame that person because that's obvious who it is. It's obvious. You made a commentary on a person, they didn't like it, and then the video's gone. That's just how it is. But when it's a video about them, they didn't flag it down. Where's your proof? So I guess all the videos on MVP aren't being flagged by MVP. But everyone's made videos on me. You know, I ain't seen no videos get flagged. I encourage people to make videos on me. We all love videos being made on me. What do I do with them? I store them away in my library account. They're trophies. They're trophies for me. Yeah, I've had hundreds of videos made on me. Hundreds. Hundreds. And the only people I ever block are people that are spamming. That's it. On my old account, I had over 35,000 subscribers. I had over 100 videos, but I only had about 80 people blocked. And of those 80 people, it was like the same 15 people. There was Top Gunner again, Top Gunner, Top Gunner, Top Gunner, Top Gunner this, Top Gunner. There was like 10 Top Gunner accounts. It's always the same people that spam stuff. I don't mind if people make stupid accounts and they troll on my account or my videos. I don't mind that. It's the people that spam that get on my nerves. Spamming is just useless. If you're gonna troll, troll. But don't leave like 1,000 comments of just brr, brr, brr. You know, that's just stupid. That's a waste of your time, a waste of everyone else's time. At least try to troll my fans. At least do that. Any developers on the consoles? Do you mean any developers on the consoles? Indie console makers? Indie companies making consoles? Like, I don't know anything about the indie consoles. I really don't. What about random DCE? What about that man-child that lives with his parents, well, his daddy, and doesn't want to get a job? I haven't played Magic the Gathering barely. Like, I don't know how to play the game, but it does have a tutorial on there, and that's why I bought the game, because I want to learn how to play it. I'm sure it is. Magic the Gathering is a very, very complicated game. I never had a chance to learn it. Ram DCE was part of the ranters and commentators and, you know, group that, like Big Al and, you know, Helsing 920. They're all in the same little group. Same people, you know, with Heavy Base X. Ram DCE is an idiot as well. Trust me. He's an idiot. After the whole thing with Heavy Base X, first Ram DCE likes to talk a lot of garbage about me. And I've said it openly, you know, if Ram DCE wants to talk to me, my Skype is right there. Here's my Skype. Come talk to me. Come be a man. But he never wanted to do that. He never wanted to discuss anything with me. And then when Heavy Base X debated me, Heavy Base X admitted defeat because I really made him defeat himself. And Ram DCE went to Heavy Base X and somehow convinced Heavy Base X that he won. Heavy Base X admits defeat. Ram DCE comes in like, well, he didn't really beat you. He recorded it and put it on YouTube, so you actually won. Yeah. Yeah. Oh wow, he battled Gup till 89. What an opponent. He beat Guppers? Really? That's insulting! All those fools are clowns to me. They can't compare to my intellect. They can't. And if they, you know, if they're offended by that, come prove yourself to me. Come talk to me. People don't get, and that's one of the reasons why I can't stand my own family. Because the way I destroy people on YouTube, my family's pretty stupid too. And they do a lot of illogical things. Which is why most of the time I just can't stand talking to them. They do so many stupid and illogical things, it just doesn't make any sense, and it just pisses me off. Oh, I got a video about Craft Nation coming out. That's why me and my parents, we get in arguments all the time because, well, not really arguments, I don't call them arguments. Anyone that's at a lower level of intellect than myself, I don't call it an argument, I don't call it a debate. It's a slaughter. I don't argue with anyone. And simply me dishing out the facts and the other person is not listening at all. Oh yeah, Crab Nation is definitely getting another video. Definitely. After I saw Crab Nation make 6 or 7 videos about the Trey Martin incident, he made money off the death of a 17-year-old young man. He made 5 consecutive videos on it, and a couple other ones on his other channels. He calls himself a comedian, yet he doesn't use his comedic talent like he says people should use their talents to make their money. on YouTube. On his haters video, he says, hey man, find what you're good at and do it. But on your website, Crab Nation, you call yourself a comedian. You're talking about, I was on TMZ, I was on CNN, I was on VH1, I was on the Tyra Banks show, I was highlighting all these things. I was on Palooza. I'm a comedian. Yet on your channels, all you do is report tragedies, exploit people's death, exploit people's bad situations. And across all your channels, you only have like 5 to 10 videos of you actually doing comedy. And you state that if it wasn't for YouTube, you wouldn't be able to live or eat. So obviously, your talent isn't getting you anywhere. All your videos that isn't about tragedies and death only get about 2,000 to 5,000 views, which indicates that you have over 40,000 subscribers across all your channels. So basically, all your subscribers don't care about you and don't watch you. And the only way you can get views is if it's related to something pop right now, in the news right now, and it only gets attention because it's something that's popping right now. This means nobody cares about you. You're a talentless hack. If it wasn't for YouTube, I wouldn't be able to live or eat. What a moron. Get a job. Get a job. He doesn't do nothing. He does nothing. All he does is go on Yahoo, look at what the news is right now, turns on his webcam or his camera. That's it. He doesn't edit his videos. He does a little pop, 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 pop. Yeah, he does those edits. But everybody does that. That doesn't take anything to do. You're not a reporter. You're a YouTube whore. You're basically a nigger reply girl. That's basically all you are. Harping on whatever is popular. Basically, Justine, she made money off of people in Africa dying off of malaria. Life and Intent and his brother made money off of the tragedy in Japan. And this nigga makes money off of people dying and getting their faces bitten off by animals every day on YouTube. But I'm going to ask Crab Nation in a video, how much money did you make off of the death of Trayvon Martin? Tell me. Why don't you report on good news, Report on something good. You won't do that, will you? I'm going to challenge him to go on for 2 months. No bad news. No tragedies. Nothing bad. Report on good news. And we'll see what the difference is. You're going to be hurting for 2 months. I'll tell you that much. The only reason why he doesn't talk about good news is because good news doesn't make the money. Nobody wants to hear about the charity that saved the hospital from closing down. Nobody wants to hear about the Vietnam veterans that went to elementary school and read stories to the kids. Nobody wants to hear about that. That doesn't grab people's attentions. No one cares about the good things people do. People want to hear about this person being gunned down. People want to hear about this riot breaking out. People want to hear about this disease breaking out and killing people. And that's the kind of thing Crab Nation makes his money on. What a freaking YouTube nigger whore. He can't even begin to call himself a comedian. When the first thing you do when you get introduced to do some stand-up is insult the guy and make jokes on the guy that just introduced you? And this is a joke that can apply to anyone? You're not a comedian. You're not. Alright, everybody. Tonight we're going to introduce a new guy coming in. He's been on TMZ. He's been on the Tyra Banks show. He's been the host on CNN. And he's been on VH1 show. This is Kevin Kraft. Hey, what's up, everybody? Man, what's this place doing hiring crackheads? Man, why are they hiring people like that? You call the guy and introduce you a crackhead? No. 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 Raffle cop is going off everywhere. No. No. Just one word. No. Yeah, I am insane. But here's the thing with me. I don't mean to be funny, but I am. He has to make stupid jokes on something like, yeah, I mean, that guy that shot down, what was it, George Zimmerman, yeah, like, he ain't had no blood on his shirt. And so they were talking about, there was a new report that he had no blood on his shirt. So what he do? He went home like, man, I'm about to go to the police station. I better tear his mom's shirt. No. This nigga ain't funny at all. He really thinks it's something that he was on Laugh-A-Palooza. Laugh-A-Palooza ain't nothing. I used to work at Blockbuster. I saw how much Laugh-A-Palooza got rented. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. We had about, I think, maybe four or five Laugh-A-Palooza DVDs in the comedy section. Not a once. Not a once. No, I'm not going to do any videos of random DCE. I don't really need to. He knows he's a loser. He lives with his dad. He lives off his dad. His dad funds everything in around. You know, his dad buys his games. His dad takes care of him. His dad feeds him. I don't have to make any videos on him. I don't know what Mr. 360 Beast is doing now. Last time I saw him, he was doing commentaries on like Modern Warfare or something, like everybody else. There's no need to talk about MVP. He knows he's a joke. I have never seen so much hypocrisy, contradictions, and just the things that this dude has done. I mean, he makes videos. Hey man, like I don't know why these people dedicate their channels to talk about other men on the internet, man. Like I ain't never gonna end up like that. A week later, his entire channel is dedicated to other men on the internet. Yeah, man. Like all these dudes like Black Bond and all these nerds and PC gamers, man. I ain't never gonna be like them dudes. They came my channel and arguing about video games. Man, get that nerd stuff out of here, man. I ain't gonna do that. Notice how he's outside most of the time. But yeah, nothing has to be said about MVP. Yeah, I'm recording this. Yeah. MVP works one job, 2 days a week, while his mom and his girl work full-time jobs, taking care of him. Yeah, 2 days a week. So that right there, you know, MVP is a joke. I got nothing against the guy, but he's a joke. Well, he was working 16 hours a week, guessing that he has 8-hour shifts on those 2 days a week that he works. I used to put in 100-hour work weeks. I didn't see home except for maybe 2 or 3 times out of the week. I would sleep in the parking lots outside the next place I had to work a couple hours after I just got off of another job. And even now, even though I can't find a job right now, which I'm still looking, I still find work. I do yard maintenance at a church. I mow it, I cut it, bushes, trees, everything. Their entire freaking estate I cut with a push mower. And it's only $100 a week, but you know what? You know what the $100 goes towards? My car payment and towards this house. Because I'm not going to stay here. Even before when I lived here, I still paid my parents some money. They didn't want me to, but I did anyway. Because I can't stand being a burden to people. Even though I do a lot for my family already, like having to lift a 100-pound tank underneath my dad's motorhome so he can reconnect it to his motorhome, which I don't know why he took it off in the first place. I do a lot for these people. I find something to do. When I was in Chicago, when I got out the military, I still had money saved up, but you know what? I was only out for like maybe a month or so, couldn't really find a job. I had a job, but I had car problems. Do you know what BBC did? You know when it snows? Guess what you gotta do when it snows? You gotta shovel. I went to the hardware store. I spent $20 on a shovel, and I shoveled snow for money. You gotta find something. If you can't find a job, you create a job. Yeah, and I had to lift that tank with one arm too. I had to lay on the ground, lift it up like this, and put bricks under it so I wouldn't have to hold it at that point. It was hellacious. My arms were freaking hurting. I'm not going back to Chicago until I'm able to have at least $3,000 in my wallet. So when I go back, I won't have to move in with my girl. Even though I paid bills while I was there, I think it's best that we still have our own place, you know? That's just me. She can have her place, I can have my place. I can come see her, she can come see me. I mean, yeah, while I was there, I was paying $865 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment. Plus bills, plus gas, plus food. BBC reeled in at least over $2,000 a month. But I was working all the time. And you know what? It was easy for me. Because I was motivated. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I put in a lot of hours. Everybody kept calling it every time. I thought I was gonna have it easy. I think the longest period of time I consistently worked, like non-stop, was I think 63 hours. And I think it was over like a weekend. It was horrible. Like I literally worked, bam, bam, bam. I had no rest, and I went 63 hours. And I just told everyone, I called every place I worked at, hey, Monday, Tuesday, I can't work. I just can't. Oh yeah, I feel awesome afterwards. I would come back and I would sleep for 24 hours. I'd go on for so long and come back and just for 24 hours. But right now, there's a few places that are interested in hiring me. This is Metro PCS store. I met with the manager the other day. Just sold myself like a boss. It's like, well, you seem like a really great guy. I would love to have you working for the team. And Blockbuster. I might be able to get back in Blockbuster. I gotta talk to Miss Cleo. If I get back into that store, oh man. Oh man, it's on. I always sit there behind that counter like just every moment I'm there, it's like the biggest troll to Blockbuster. And I will work there simply to troll Blockbuster. Oh yeah, I mean, they had every reason in the world to fire me. They really did. Within the first 3 months of working there, I was expecting to get fired. I really should not have been working there for that long, for nearly 3 years, when I was expecting to be booted the first 3 months. That's how bad I was. I mean, yeah, I gave these people every reason in the world to fire me. I gave them every reason in the world to get rid of me. I pissed off customers. I made it so those customers never came back to Blockbuster. Some of them. Like, well, I'm canceling my subscription. I'm like, go ahead. I got 2 people right over there ready to sign up. You've been replaced already. Tell people stuff like that. Oh, no. They don't like that at all. They tell me all the time, like, I'm joining Netflix. I'm like, go ahead, it's a better service anyway. I would say things like that all the time. I don't know why I was able to work there for so long. I think I still have all those videos. The Orca 464, Scenic, and San Juan Tequila. I think I still have those. And there was people like, I'm like, oh, don't get that. No, just download it. I think I made a copy of like every movie in that store. I'd go home with like 10 movies that I didn't even check out. and bring it back the next time I worked. I didn't care. I did it right on camera. I would just stack up all the movies I want, go home. Yeah, I heard about the new CISPA thing. I hope everybody jumps on that one too. They're gonna keep trying though. They're gonna. Trust me. They want that gone. They want the internet under their control. I mean, it's gonna, if they have it the way the consoles are, where they constrict your freedom, that's how they make their money. The more restrictions, the more limitations, that's money in the bank. Frostbite's account on a bestiality website? Send to me! Send to me! There's never going to be a bill to ban bad bills. Because bad bills means more money in the company pockets. What the? Oh, don't be a faggot, son. No, I'm not talking about any of you guys. I'm talking about this guy that sent me a message. I did not realize I uploaded that video to my BLACKbuster library account. I meant to put that on my TV account. Fail. Fail! People keep telling me I might be able to get my main account back, but I really don't know how to go about it, and I don't really care that much in the first place. I mean, there's really not really any email that I can really, no support that I can really contact or anything like that, unless someone can, direct me. I'll ask around, I guess. If it's, I'll ask Happy Cabby and Archfiend. I think those two would probably know the best way to get my account back. I mean, it doesn't matter what channel I'm on, really. You guys are getting the same content that'd be on either channel. I could have a small audience or a large audience. It doesn't matter to me. My favorite person to make fun of? I don't really have any favorite people to make fun of. You know, they're all idiots to me. I don't care if I don't get paid. When I get paid, it's not a big deal to me. I made $600 on my YouTube channel before. And did you see me throwing just any video up? No, I don't. I upload only like 4 videos a month. Whenever I had time, because it was just a hobby to me. That's all it was. It's just fun for me. Whenever I had time, I'll do something. If not, you ain't gonna see nothing. The amazing e-beggar, exactly. And even when I did upload a video, I wouldn't put ads on every video. There was a few of them that I would periodically I would just have on with no ads, because sometimes the ads bothered people. Yeah, it's a hobby that changed my life forever. Speaking of DeviantArt, I got this guy on my DeviantArt right now. He thinks Bart Simpson is sexy and cute and hot. Yeah, solid Mario. I mean, let me give you a little snippet of this. He said that he lost his sanity when he saw Bart skateboarding nude in the Simpsons movie. Yeah. That's what started his downward spiral into madness. So he spends all his time on DeviantArt making pictures of Bart in his underwear or mooning and with his butt and naked being sprayed off with a hose, Bart nude in mud and everything. Making Fry from Futurama be his older adopting brother because Marge and Homer couldn't take care of Bart, so they left him on Fry's doorstep. Just these really stupid stories. And he's always talking about, look how adorable Bart's toes are. Aww. Yep, he's a cute sleeper, isn't he? This grown man. And then I got this white knighter. I got this white knighter named THX1138A. If he wants to be a Simpsons pedophile, why don't you just let him? It's obvious now he'd rather be that than a brony like other fags who like My Little Pony. Comparing a person that wants to have sex with Bart Simpson to bronies, which is just really a fad. And the show's not even bad. Yeah. And I reply, you do know that there was a man arrested for having porn of Lisa and Bart Simpson from The Simpsons, right? There was a man that was arrested for having that. And not only that, but after they arrested him and confiscated his computer, they found real child porn. They went in there for the Simpsons porn, but also found real child porn. I don't compare bronies to sick fucking pedophiles like Solid Mario. It doesn't matter if he's sick or not. He's a human being. Solid Mario says, but at least I'm not a brony. No other child will be harmed or abused by me. Only Bart. No other child will be harmed or abused by me. Only Bart. That sounds like a confession. So you admit to being a sick pedophile. Oh yeah, I'm sure you talk to girls. That's why you spend your time masturbating to a 10-year-old boy from The Simpsons. Hey, no! I do not admit it. Because not everyone who draws Bart nude is a pedophile. No, it's everyone that constantly draws Bart nude that's a pedophile. Because obviously they have a certain interest in Bart and him being nude. One of his own friends said, I'm kind of guilty of looking at your gallery seeing how Bart is nude in most of the pictures. And then get this, on his friend's gallery, Solid Mario comments over and over again, like his friend makes montage pictures. Basically, he just takes screenshots from the show and just puts a bunch of screenshots in one picture. Solid Mario went on each and every single one of them. And every montage picture, he always said, this part is my favorite. These pictures along the bottom, these pictures here, these pictures there. And all those pictures were Bart either nude or in his underwear. Those were his favorites. Not Bart in a suit holding a trophy. Not Bart, you know, just in regular clothes skateboarding. Only the ones with him either nude or in his underwear. I'm not offended by anything you say, even in the smallest way. You also heard that said, I would rather be a guy who looks like a pedophile than a brony. So I am not sick. Besides, I actually do have a life outside The Simpsons. Yeah. You sure do look like it. This poor fucker. Ain't he a cute sleeper? How did I find this fool? I think I found this guy from the, you know, on the front page of DeviantArt, where it has like all the newest uploaded pictures. He just got unlucky of me seeing his picture being uploaded. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. A picture of shirtless Bart. Someone comments, if I was a girl or a gay, I would definitely get turned on by this. Solid Mario replies, me too. He looks good with no shirt on, someone replies. He sure does. He looks so cute. Do you actually watch The Simpsons though? A lot. I watch the show every weekend. Good for you. Then he says, do you think Bart also looks good in his underwear? The other guy replies, I think he's better with just the pants on. So Mario replies, that's alright. I like him no matter what he's wearing. And then the guy says, yeah, ... So Mario replies, just a personal question. Do you have a problem with seeing Bart naked? The guy replies, not much. So Mario, neither do I. I think he's cute even when he's naked. I have a few pictures of him naked in my gallery. Did you see the Simpsons movie yet? I sure have. So Mario replies, remember when he was naked on the skateboard and they showed his private parts? Hey, I know that. So Mario replies, oh sorry, does it bother you? I was just trying to have a pleasant conversation. This is getting a little weird. The guy says, that's okay. Anyway, do you wish Bart was shirtless in every episode? Solid Mario says, now and then I do, or in his underwear or naked sometimes. In the movie when he was naked and he got arrested and chained to the pole until sundown, I felt bad for him. Poor Bart, nobody helped him. They just stared and made fun of him the whole time. Homer even made Bart take the blame. He didn't even bring Bart's pants. It breaks my heart to see him treated like that. I also hate seeing him unhappy. Hey, me too, most of the time. Sorry, Mario replies. By most of the time, do you mean you also wish Bart was shirtless or in underwear or fully naked more? Or you hate seeing him unhappy and being treated badly? The guy, the first option. Oh, I see. Have you seen the pics in my gallery with him naked yet? I also have a pic of him in his underwear. The guy, sure have. So Mario replies, great. Don't forget to see his baby pictures with him. There's only one picture of him that's not in the baby picture folders, and it's him naked. What's the term I'm looking for? Screen capped? Yeah, screen capped. Fucking saved. And like this guy that's defending him, like at first he was watching my YouTube channel. He's one of my fans, but he says he knows Solid Mario from a long time ago, and he was friends with him before. Why were you friends with this guy before? Obviously, this dude is a little. Crying baby Bart. Poor baby Bart. He's screaming his lungs out. He needs some love. Who wants to hold him? The real Fry won. Remember, this guy role plays that Fry is Bart's adopted father or brother figure or whatever. The real Fry won replies, aw, cradles Bart in my arms. Solid Mario replies. Bart stops crying and coos happily. Fry replies, he giggles and tickles him. Solid Mario replies, Bart laughs. And for some reason a comment was hidden by owner, which makes me wonder what that comment was. He made a Simpsons and Star Wars crossover. Oh, this makes me want to die. I don't think I want to live on this planet anymore. This is horrible. And sometimes the way Fry looks at Bart in these pictures, it looks really pedophilic. Wait a minute, what happened? Wait, what happened? What happened with Seventh and Zephyrnix and everybody? Why is it on private? I gotta see what's going on here. Someone keeps talking about something delicious.
Hey guys, something here. Hey guys, something here. Now, you guys have heard me refer to myself in the past as the fucking troll king. Today, you find out why. There's been a lot of drama going on in the last couple of days, and I initially got pulled into it rather by accident, but once I got a feeling for what was really going on, I couldn't pass up the chance to just really rake a fraud over the coals. This is a game that I like to call Expose the Fake. I hope you enjoy. The following is a timeline of the events that has taken place over the past several days. Step 1 in exposing a fake. Huntmaster Flex sends me a video purportedly showing proof that MVP is a false flagger. The vid shows a screen cap of a counterclaim notice from Zephyrnix showing MVP as the one who flagged him. Okay? Step 2. Zephyrnix hops into a Skype chat with me, Hump, Black Bond, BLACKbusterCritic, Shokyo, Blacktooth Grin, some 13-year-old kid who likes hockey, and some limey who sounds like Yahtzee from Zero Punctuation Control, talking about how he has MVP by the balls. I'm instantly skeptical about this because, MVP True had been showing a lot of sensitivity lately since burying his channel in drama vids and trying to keep up his subs and views to make partner and supplementing his income with 2 days work a week and running a purple drink stand in his mom's front yard. But I haven't seen anything that would indicate to me that he would stoop to false flagging. But having a history of good relations with Zeph, I decided to give him the benefit of the doubt, and I asked him to send me a copy of this email so I can look at it, as does Bond, Shokyo, and others. Step 3. Black Bond gets the email first and states immediately that he sees problems with it, and then kind of disappears to go back to trolling Hard 8, while the others simply copy and paste the username from the supposed email into their address bar, see that it goes to MVP's account, declare it legit, and don't really do a whole lot of further investigation than that. Shokyo dug a little bit deeper, but eventually he too said, yeah, it's legit. I pull the email up, and the first thing I notice is this. In the body of the second paragraph, there's a line there that reads, his channel will be suspended and his IP will be banned. Having dealt with YouTube for 3 years now on numerous false flaggers, I have never seen, even in handwritten emails from YouTube reps, a video owner referred to by their gender. It's always been the owner. Never he, never she, never his, never her. The owner. The owner's account. The owner's, that's how they do it. They never say he will be suspended, she will be suspended. They say the owner. So my bullshit.
Just a minute. I gotta make some popcorn. Da-da-da-da. I got popcorn and I got Cheerios.
meter starts to tingle, but not quite enough yet for me to say for sure. Meanwhile, the Limey and others are waiting for my verdict on the veracity of this email, as is Zephyrnix. I don't want to give anything away, so I sit for a few minutes so they think that I'm tinkering around with it or what have you, and then I say, "It's legit, son," and I hear cheers. Let me repeat that. Some of the, not everybody, but some of the people, at least a couple, in this room cheered because I said it was a real email. Some of which are guys that have been loudly trashing others for taking YouTube too seriously. For the record, Black Bond and, oddly enough, Humpmaster were not among the ones celebrating MVP's supposed imminent demise. I tell them that I'm going to make a video exposing MVP as a false flagger. Again, they cheered. A while later, I tell...
I don't think I was in that one. I don't remember that.
Tell them, you know what? Wait, there's some loopholes here. MVP could say that Zeph changed the name in the email when he forwarded it to me. So I'm going to hold off until I talk to Zeph first. A couple of them whine and bitch and complain about the fact that I haven't posted the video yet, but I tell them no, I'm going to get to the bottom of it first.
Yeah, I wasn't in this conversation.
So I go to Zeph and I tell him the same thing, and that he needs to get out his camera and film himself live, opening the email so everyone can see it's legit. His response is, yeah, you're right. Don't make your video yet. And, of course, he's saying this because he doesn't want me to make a video at all. And then he's quiet for a couple minutes, and he says, you know what, I'm kind of busy right now. I'll post it tomorrow. We agree I will wait till his video goes up first. I go offline for a few hours to get something to eat and chill out a bit. I come back, and they're all still in the same chat room. I mean, Blackbuster and Shokyo are gone, but everyone else is still in there, and they're kind of alternating between playing Battlefield 3 and making fun of MVP, or in Humpmaster's case, playing Total War, Shogun Total War, and yelling "exposed" at archers in the trees and making fun of MVP. They're still in there 4 hours later. 4 hours later. Think about that a minute. 4 hours. They'd already been in there for several hours at that point. 4 hours later, they're still in there. So I post the video, even though I said I wouldn't. I go ahead and I post it and tell them after the fact that, I've posted the video. And then I sit back and just watch to see how Zephyrnix reacts to it and how MVP reacts to it, thinking, this will give me the clue as to who is really full of shit here. Almost immediately, or as quickly as someone could possibly post a counter on YouTube, MVP posts a counter video discounting it all and adamantly confessing that he is innocent, that he did not flag anybody. Zephyrnix, on the other hand, instead of posting the video I asked him to make, he posts his little skit impersonating MVP. So I hit him up in a chat and I'm like, hey man, now why didn't you make the video that you agreed to make earlier? And he's like, I forgot. So I reiterate that he needs to post that video, and I tell him exactly how it should be filmed with a real camcorder, what to show, how to show it, and that it should take no more than 5 minutes to film it, and then at the most 20 minutes to process it and upload it. So we're talking 25 minutes it should take him to make this video. Meanwhile, I'm staying on MVP and his comments because I'm still not 100% convinced that he didn't do something, maybe with a sock account or something. Since he and I had always gotten along before, he's kind of pissed about the fact that I've taken a sudden quote-unquote heel turn towards him. But I figure it's worth it to figure out who's really fucking around here. So 2 hours later, Zephyrnix's video goes up. I want you to remember I said that. 2 hours later, Zephyrnix's video that I asked him to make goes up. And instead of filming it with a camcorder, like I told him to do, he's used a screen capture software instead, which I told him not to do. And I immediately notice a shitload of flaws with it, including that the number of emails in his deleted items box keeps going up and down. There's misspellings and incorrect grammar everywhere. There's flashing cursors where there shouldn't be one. His mouse cursor is hidden. There's a security lock graphic on the browser that's wrong. His tabs and his taskbars are missing. My bullshitometer goes into overdrive. Still, I decide not to say anything to him just yet, so I play along. I go into the comments where others have seen what I saw, and I not only post a lot of technobabble bullshit about cookies and cache and, basically explaining away all these little things that I know good and well doesn't explain away anything, that these are factual errors in the email. But I also explain in great detail how Zephyrnix likely really did fake that video. Then I flat out lie and say, well, he couldn't have possibly done it because, yes, this is exactly how you can do it, but it would have taken him a lot longer than 25 minutes to do that, and his video went live 25 minutes after I asked him to. This is not true. It went live 2 hours after I asked him to. And I did that because I wanted him to see me lie about it and maybe start to get a little bit nervous about what my motivations were and start to fuck up and make mistakes. At the same time, think about that for a second. I told him to go make a video, and he worked on a video for 2 damn hours making the video to protect his e-cred on YouTube. I want you to jump. Yes, sir. How high? Exposed. Step 5. Zephyrnix posts another video supposedly explaining to MVP how wrong he is because he doesn't know computers, while I continue to troll MVP, seeing if he might slip up and reveal something that would sway me one way or the other. You know what? He never does. Not once. He stays right there in the middle on a straight line. No, I did not flag shit. He does do it in a sort of paranoid, you're all out to get me conspiracy theory kind of way, but he stays on that narrow path. No, I didn't do shit. The only suspect thing he does is he replies to me and replies to himself and others in his own video with his Chris Demand sock account. Well, it could be Hard 8 using the sock account, but judging by the wording, I just suspect that really it's Chris Demand is MVP. They're one and the same. It's a sock. Which is just, that's kind of tinfoil hat behavior, if you ask me. That did kind of make me think, well, if he hasn't done anything, why is he trying so hard to back himself up with a sock? But that alone was not enough to prove that he'd actually flagged anything. It's just, weird to me. And he also accuses Gamer Reviews of manipulating comment votes in his videos to make Gamer Reviews comments always be higher than MVP's, which has nothing to do with this really, but I thought I'd point it out because it kind of shows how MVP's been getting paranoid and nervous about what other people do around him, taking shit to heart in almost a crazy version of the truth setting you free conspiracy theory kind of way. It has nothing to do with this, but it just kind of shows you that there's a little bit going on there that's needs to be addressed. But anyway, step 6. I tell Zeph again that he needs to post the vid that I told him to post. He responds by taking both his vids down and proposing his WrestleMania idea instead, and tells me that YouTube asked him to take those 2 videos down. So I go, knowing that that's bullshit,
that is
and I post a comment in MVP's vid, still playing along, and I make up this whole bullshit response that YouTube has a thing where they don't like for their IP ban policy to be made public record in videos. This is complete fabrication. YouTube could not give a fucking shit. I've posted stuff like that before in videos. Others have done the same thing. It's not true. It's a complete lie that I made up, intending for Zephyrnix to see it and think that I'd actually contacted YouTube to confirm the fact that YouTube had taken his 2 videos down, and that he just happened to luck out with conveniently with this YouTube policy that goes in along with his lie. Then all of a sudden, Slobule the Geek posts a video saying, Zephyr should just file the counterclaim and be done with it. This gives me an idea. So I decide to trap them both in a logic loop. Now, a logic loop is where you put a person into a train of thought where they either have to do what you say or they back out, which exposes them to cowardice and guilt. They get trapped in this line of thought where they either have to move in the direction that you want them to move or they have to back away and expose themselves. I challenge both Zephyrnix and MVP. I tell Zephyrnix, you need to go ahead and file that counterclaim. And I tell MVP, you need to post a video demanding that Zephyrnix go ahead and file that counterclaim. Because if you didn't flag his video, then nothing will happen to your account, and he will be exposed as a fraud. It's a win-win situation for you. I go over to Zephyrnix and I say, you need to file that counterclaim, because if he did file that, if he did flag your video, his account will go down and you will be exonerated. If he didn't, then the person who did, their account will go down, you'll get your video back, MVP will still have his stuff. It's a win-win situation for you. So I'm feeding them both the same thing to see which one reacts, because I know the one that says, hey, you're right, let's just go ahead and get it over with, let's see who the liar is going to be the person telling the truth. This is real King Solomon type shit. And otherwise, the person that is guilty is going to sidestep and back away, etc., etc. But you know what? Both of them initially brushed me off. Zephyrnix says, well, you know, I'm not really the flagging type. I don't really believe in revenge and that kind of thing, and blah, blah, blah. MVP just gets really further pissed off and paranoid and throws some more tinfoil hattery at me. Zephyrnix gets quiet for a bit, so I text him talking again about the supposed IP ban not being shown in vids policy that I made up off the top of my head, thinking that if for some reason I'm wrong about him, he'll tell me, hey, that's not an actual policy. You know, this is why YouTube told me to take those vids down. Instead, you know what he tells me? He says, yep, IP banned. They don't like that to be seen in videos. That's exactly why they told me to take them down. Bullshit. So I start hitting him again about counterclaiming that flag, while continue to do the same thing to MVP in his comment section. After a while, Zephyrnix kind of gets quiet, and then he comes out of nowhere and he says, why are you so adamant about me filing a counterclaim? And my bullshit-o-meter overloaded into a massive lulz explosion. I had him. I had him concrete. He had faked the whole fucking thing. So I posted comments in MVP's vid, dropping hints as to what I would be doing in my next video, and that my concern was knowing who the real fake was, and that rest assured, whoever it was, I was going to expose their fucking ass. Then I posted a comment directly to MVP, fully confident by then that he hadn't flagged shit, and I told him he would see something else from me soon. I then went back to Zephyrnix, and I explained to him in great detail what I'd been doing to him from the very moment that I joined that Skype and that video had been sent to me, and why. And that I knew and really had known almost, not completely, but almost from the beginning, that he had faked the whole fucking thing. Not another comment from him was posted in that chat window. He immediately invited me into a private voice chat. He then proceeded to talk for over an hour, explaining about how when his video had gone down, he felt it was MVP. He couldn't prove it. He thought it was maybe even doing it with a sock account. He just felt it was MVP. So he made up this fake email, this initial thing, his initial video, this initial fake email, thinking that it would make MVP nervous and some of the guilt would show, or he'd screw up and expose himself in some way. But what he didn't expect was for other people in the community in that Skype to jump all over it like hungry sharks smelling MVP blood, which kind of painted him into a corner, because by that point, not only did he have to prove that he had this email to MVP and his viewers, but now he had to prove it to these guys, right? Then he gets a message from me asking to see it, and he knew he was in deep shit, because I do the same thing for a living that he does, and I can smell tech bullshit from a mile away. So he goes on and explains exactly how he made that second video that I'd asked him to make, and it was exactly how I'd said in the comments that he had made the video. You know, basically graphic manipulation and trying to recreate the illusion of swapping back and forth between windows and what have you. And so then, this morning, MVP posted the video that I told him to post, demanding that Zephyrnix make a vid filing a counterclaim, and then, you know, of course, I had double lulls, because not only had I trolled Zephyrnix into digging his own grave and exposing himself, but I had also kind of made MVP dance for me a bit by making the vid that I told him to make, even though by then I had been pretty much sure that he hadn't really done anything wrong. And yes, you know, that paints me as an asshole, but, you know, you guys know what I am. By now, you know. I'm an equal opportunity troll. I get my lulls wherever I find them. Bottom line, here's the situation that all of you that were involved in this have now find yourself in. Zeffy faked an email, and when I got involved, made numerous videos trying to keep me in the dark about it because he knew that, with the exception of maybe Black Bond, that there was no one else that was going to be able to sniff his bullshit faster than me. Zeffy, you know, I like you. You're a cool guy. You have horrible taste in white women, but you're a cool guy. This time around, though, man, you're a fraud. You faked this shit. You know you did. And I told you I was going to do this, and yeah, you asked me to wait a few days so you could get one more video in on MVP, but I'm not going to wait, sir. My laws take precedence. You are a fraud. Exposed. MVP. I told you, as I said in the fake video that I'm going to take down now that you have seen exactly what my involvement in this was, that you were starting to take this shit to heart a little bit too much. And I want you to learn a lesson from what I've explained here. You had a group of guys here, black and white, big channels and small, high views, low views, big subs, no subs, talking for hours on end on Skype about another man on the internet after having railed on others about taking other men on the internet too seriously, some of which cheered in excitement at the thought of me making a vid calling you out as a false flagger. Out of all of them, the only one who ever questioned why I was in there, what I was doing, and why was Black Bond, who has repeatedly pointed out in the past that the only time Seventh ever shows up in Skype is when some shit's about to hit the fan. What I want from you, MVP, is to look at this and ask yourself if posting 3 and 4 counter drama vids a day is really helping you. I mean, sure, in the short term, you get some subs, you get some views, but is that the type of channel you intended to have when you first joined the community?
Nope.
You know, there has to be a balance. A drama vid every now and then, that keeps the community lively, but in the end, it has shit all to do with the obsession that supposedly brought us all here in the first place, that being video games. So, having exposed a fucking fraud, trolled a Skype room full of serious trolls who are serious about not taking things seriously, and having hopefully made you think a little bit about a thing or three, I'm taking my own advice and I'm going to stay out of the drama for a while and just make some video game videos, because let's face it, this one's going to be a bit hard for me to top, son. Y'all have fun now. This is Seventh.
For life, you bad, for life, you bad, yeah, you bad.
That was delicious. Oh man, that was good. 777. That was some mass destruction.
And now, the stars of 4 Kids will sing the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we have?
That deserves 4 Kids national anthem.
Gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, valiantly streaming.
And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air,
Rain proof
through the night that our flag was still there.
Oh, say does that star-spangled
Banner you wave.
o'er the land of the free and the home of
of July from all of us at 4Kids TV.
Oh, that was an amazing video. Simply amazing. Yeah, M&P said that he sweared on his daughter's life that he didn't flag that video. He might not have flagged. Well, he might. He still could have flagged it. It's just that Zephyrnix has no proof. No one ever visited /MU/. Excuse me. Oh, you guys have got to check this out. This is going in my commentary on Gleiger's commentary on my video, where he's comparing pictures like this. Oh, darn it.
What's going on, guys? This is
Oh, too loud. He's comparing pictures like this. He calls that a Steam ad. And it says Neverwinter Nights 2, Platinum Dungeons & Dragons, includes Neverwinter Nights 2, plus 2 expansion packs for just $10, half off. He calls that a Steam ad, but he fails at, well, let me just show you. Let me show you what's on the Xbox 360, on the old dashboard.
Hey there, hey. Yo, over here. Come on, you're supposed to be a guest on my show. We're trying to start. We're actually waiting for you. All right, cool. So today I'm going to show you my Windows Phone. Come on in. Now, why don't you try it out? In fact, if you like it, I'm going to let you keep it. Great shoes, by the way. Here's my phone. Take a look.
How lame is this? Shameless plug is shameless. Unbelievable.
You know what? Why don't you go ahead and keep it?
It's a Sprint phone. Unbelievable. And then the new dashboard. Oh, God. So beautiful, isn't it? You got Bing right there. They just install a stupid search engine onto your console. Did you guys know that your 360 connects to MSN.com? Did you know that? You never know what your console's connecting to. Yeah, that's where your ads get run through. That's going into the video. That's why I just can't get a 360. I can't bring myself to be sold to a company at every single time I turn on my Xbox. PS3, I don't think PS3 has. Firstly, PS3 is free online, and they have ads in PS Home. PlayStation Home is a free application. I can understand ads in a game or ads on something when it's a free product. They make their money from ads, and that's how that remains free. But it's not on your cross menu bar. You have your settings, your music, your pictures, your movies, your games, and other online capabilities. Oh, that's one of the main things I hate about 360 is those ads. Those ads just piss me off. You guys have seen what my girl looks like. If it were up to me, I wouldn't have TV. I really don't need television. And yes, you pay for television. That is simply a rumor. There is no way the next Xbox is going to have 16 cores. Just no way. If it's going to have 16 cores, it's going to be pretty low clock cores. I'm talking like 1 gigahertz, or maybe even less than that per core. I don't really care that much about used games because I don't care about GameStop staying open. I don't. TV ads are the same thing as ads on Xbox. Are you kidding me? There's so much money that goes on behind the scenes just for them to get you that television service. Okay, first of all, the service, whether it be satellite or, cable companies, they have to bring that service to an area first, and that costs a lot of money to wire an entire city. Not only that, but the networks have to run ads so that they can stay in business. That's how all these channels stay open. It takes a lot of maintenance.
Please say a command.
No, I won't say a command. Xbox Live servers, they go under for maintenance like once a month. While things like World of Warcraft get maintenance every week, and more than that sometimes. Plus, the thing is with Microsoft is that they don't really have a cost to offset when it comes to Xbox Live. They don't. That is the one thing that really pisses me off, that they're charging you when they don't really have anything to offset. Firstly, all the applications are run on your Xbox 360. Secondly, P2P servers are not expensive. Thirdly, hosting all those files on Xbox Live isn't costly either. When you are making money from ads being on the dashboard, from licensing fees, from every single company that wants to make a game for your platform, you're making money off of every copy of the game that sells, you're raping all the indie developers on the profit of the game, you sell the development kits for a high cost. They are making money from so many different directions. They're making money from Netflix, they're making money from Twitter, Facebook, everything. But they don't have a cost to cover. Period. All they're really doing with Xbox Live is your console connecting to another console and connecting to the developers and publishers' servers. That's all that's really happening here. They're just granting your Xbox permission to access that stuff. That's it. That's why Xbox Live is just a money machine. Used games doesn't really affect Sony or Microsoft because they're already making money off of every single game that sells, no matter what it is. They made money before the game even went into development. They are making money. If I made $600 a month on YouTube just for making 4 videos, how much do you think Microsoft is making from every person with their Xbox 360 having ads on the dashboard? You know what people told me about the ads on the dashboard? Just set your 360 to boot, boot directly to the DVD, to the CD. That way you can avoid the ads. You have to completely not use your dashboard and go directly to your CD in order to avoid it, and that makes it okay. Funny. Plus, there's ads in games too. But I don't really mind the developers and the publishers making money that way. As long as the ad is not thrown in my face, or if it's at a time where, if it's at like a loading screen, I don't really care. That's no big deal to me. It's a loading screen. There's nothing interesting to look at anyway. Modern Warfare has ads on their guns? I don't think that can't be true. That can't be true. I don't believe that. I don't. McDonald's ad in the inside of Mario's hat? How'd you find this out? When did you see the inside of his hat? You troll! Come on! I'm like, whoa, what? How does that work? Nintendo 64, good times. Good times. I mean, Banjo-Kazooie 2. The Banjo-Tooie multiplayer was so much fun. Oh, you mean this video? Where'd it go? Where is it? What did I do with it?
Alright, this is my first commentary in a while, and I'm gonna do something. Aww. I wanted to be first. Nah, fuck it, I'll do it anyways.
Oh my god.
Console fanboys, they fear the PC. They are just
Trash Earth Hour.
fearful of something that could take one of their favorite hobbies and turn it into an experience like none other.
Wow. What an incredibly egotistical way to start off your video. Oh, console fanboys bow down to the PC in fear. Just like, who gives a shit?
Now, let's just take
And I guess that's a valid point somehow.
those two words, PC fanboy, and let's break it down. Being a fanboy is something that's supposed to be bad, right? But PC stands for personal.
Wow, BBC, I bet you're really proud of yourself for believing that you can put L in personal in between asterisks to make a persona pun. No. No one would be ashamed of you.
Who is Mira? And why is even talking about the asterisk between my L even have to do with anything? Like, why aren't you listening to what I'm saying instead of commenting about something as small as, you know, that L that I put in there? Come on.
Computer, where you make the decisions, not the companies. See, that's one thing console fanboys just don't understand, is that on the PC, you make your own experience. You make your own personal experience.
But you can customize your experience on consoles too. Lest we not forget sandbox modes.
Oh yeah, you can customize your experience on the consoles too. You got a sandbox mode. Makes a lot of sense. Like this video, I remember watching it before, but there's nothing really to counter because his kid doesn't really make any points. He just makes comments. I mean, yeah, you can make custom levels on Little Big Planet, but that's not what I'm referring to here. Obviously.
RPGs, game settings. So why am I explaining this to a man in his 20s? Why? I'm not even in fucking high school yet.
And that's the problem we have here. That's the biggest problem we have here. Not even in high school yet, and he buys delicious hamburgers from Cartman. Which, you know, you should know what I'm talking about when I say that.
So what are the things that we can manipulate on a PC? The graphics? The sound? How many games we want? How many games we have so many options of where we can get games from.
But all those things you mentioned apply.
Lord ass pie. Oh man. Oh.
All those things you mentioned apply to consoles too.
What?
How many games we want? How many games we have so many options of where we can get games from.
But all those things you mentioned apply to consoles too.
And see, this is something that's very common in all these commentaries. They don't really watch the whole video and, you know, make notes on the video before they do the commentary. So they try to counter a point when later on the point is actually explained and they get destroyed later on. Like when I'm referring to all these places where you can get games, later on I say if you don't want to use Steam, because there's other services that you can use other than just Steam. But these guys don't get that.
I have over 300 games on my PC. 275 are from Steam alone. I've got games from Direct to Drive. I've got them from Games Windows Live when they had them on sale.
Name dropping all the game companies for PC makes me really cool.
You know, sadly, you know one thing I noticed after rewatching this video? This guy actually sounds like the other people too. And I'm sorry about the audio. This kid is really messing up this audio. It's not really me. First his audio is low, then it's really high. But this guy, he basically says the same things and does the same things that the other commentators did, except he did it more obviously. Like, he just blatantly did it, but the other ones, they kind of didn't exactly just do what he does. You'll see what I'm talking about when I upload those commentaries.
Other places as well. But it's your choice where you will get your games from. If you don't want to use Steam, you have other options. You have GamersGate. Just download and install the game if you want. You got Amazon.com. Download the game and install it. You have choices. You, the gamer, can make your personal experience. If you want to be able to render videos, chat on Skype, and play a game at the same time, like I can, you can do that.
Well, then why not just render videos and talk to people on Skype on your PC and just play on a console? It's not a foreign concept.
So essentially, you have to use two platforms, which isn't really the point here. And you know what? Gligar made the point in his video on this commentary. In his commentary, he's like, but if you're doing all at the same time, watch your frame rate drop. And I'm like, what's the point of saying that? Because if your PC obviously can't render videos and use all these programs at the same time, then you just wouldn't do it, would you? So what the heck? I mentioned that because that's what I'm capable of doing. We can do as we please. Whatever you're capable of doing is the experience you create. Your PC is essentially your persona.
Video chat, by the way.
Why would you be using video chat if you were playing a game?
So people can see me? Yeah? Okay. So people can see me? For the same reason that Uno on Xbox Live has, video chat in game, so you can see the other person.
You do on the consoles? No, you can't. I should have explained the difference between a console and a PC. It is not just the games. It is not just the companies that own them. The biggest difference is that the consoles, these things here, and I'm not ragging on the Wii, I love the Wii, but these are in control.
Assuming control.
By the companies. They own the hardware, they own the software. And you have no choice in the matter if they want to shut your console off.
No, they can't. They can shut off your online accessibility, but they can't just shut off your entire console.
Yes, they can. Go to Xbox.com, go to the terms of use, go down to, I think, section 3, and read all the reasons as to why they can shut down your console. And it says that Microsoft can modify, discontinue, update, whatever as they please, any functionality of the hardware or software. And that includes games too. If they just want to make you not be able to play a certain game, they can do that too. For any given time, they can shut off your console. But here's the thing, Microsoft made this they were geniuses for doing this. Even if they do brick someone's console, how would they know if Microsoft did it? It's an Xbox 360. Everyone just assumed their console broke. Now, if they had a modded console, or they took off their warranty sticker, do you think they would send it in? No, they wouldn't. Would they complain? No, they wouldn't. Because they would just assume their 360 broke, and they can't get it repaired either. They can get it repaired at a mom and pop shop. But if Microsoft found your console modded and they bricked it, you would never know. You wouldn't know the difference, would you? Isn't that just magical? Isn't that great how that works?
You've seen Microsoft do it.
By the way, the only thing Microsoft will admit to bricking, that they will admit to bricking, are the those Xbox development kits, because those are leased to developers and those are used to make code for Xbox and test code, and they can connect to the partner server and everything, and they can download games for free and stuff like that. There's all kinds of things you can do with the development kit. But that's all they're going to admit to bricking. And from what people have told me, and this is just a rumor, they basically destroy one of the fuses in the Xbox 360. Like, it commands it to just completely tear the hell out of that fuse. It makes it unusable.
You've seen Sony do it. Nintendo, not so much. But they...
And I guess Sony didn't send out a wave of console bricks and bans for having jailbroken PS3s, right?
They have control of that their console at any given time as long as you're connected to the internet. You've seen Sony...
Even Apple has the exact same thing in the iPhones. Yeah. Did you guys know that? They can shut off your iPhone at any given moment that they want. just completely make it destroy itself? Yeah, Apple has the self-destruct button in your iPhones.
Take away your features, haven't you?
Yeah, simply stating no is a great counter. You know, it's so funny that this guy, even though he's not even in high school yet, and he eats Asperger's, and he's clearly, you know, doesn't know anything, but he did the same thing that all the other commentators did. He really did. It's just that he did it in a shorter version, and he did it, you know, directly. He just says no, but the other ones, like, the other ones just say, no, I haven't, BBC. Where are you getting this from? And I've never seen them do that before. You need to get your facts straight.
You see Microsoft put ads on your dashboard.
Yeah, Sony has taken away your ability to play videos from certain websites. They've taken away your ability to use other operating system. They've taken away the PS2 software emulation. It took away the ability to copy your PS1 games from your PS3 to your PSP. On Xbox 360, they took away the ability to watch your Netflix things, your Netflix videos and movies in a party. You know, it's pretty bad.
It's no longer a gaming console, people. It's an ad block.
Yeah, you can't play GameCube games on the newest Wii, which is really weird. I don't know why they would do that.
360, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's not like Steam has advertisements too.
And if you consider that an advertisement, you know what? You can just go into your interface options and hit that little checkbox and uncheck it, and you'll never see that again.
Oh, wait.
You have no choice in the matter. You turn your Xbox 360 on, you're going to see Mazda commercials. You're going to see McDonald's commercials.
Also, an Xbox is not fucking Tumblr. You don't have to check your dashboard. You can just play the fucking game that you put in your console. Why is it such a foreign concept to you?
So you're not supposed to just browse through your dashboard. You're supposed to just go directly to your game, and that's it. As soon as you turn the darn thing on, it's on Spotlight on the older one, and it's on Home on the newer one. And it's there. Your ads are there.
They even take your games and lock them away if you don't pay for Xbox Live.
But that's only if you buy a game for Xbox Live and then stop paying for Xbox Live.
Or any game with any multiplayer function. Every single game is made to use Xbox Live because that's what Microsoft requires. So what exactly is he trying to get at here?
In fact, that's probably what should happen.
No, you don't get any multiplayer. You don't have the option of using private dedicated servers owned by...
And see, here I am explaining the point as to why Xbox Live sucks, because you have to pay for it.
Gamers. You don't have the option to LAN party. You don't. On Xbox 360, if you are not connected to Xbox Live, you can't even use an offline feature like LAN party.
Yeah, you can.
And that's his point. Yeah, you can. Wow. Just absolutely wow. Let me ask you guys this. What benefit does Microsoft get from you playing your games offline? For you doing LAN party? How does Microsoft benefit from that? They don't. That is why They make it as hard as freaking possible for you to actually do it. And they have such sneaky ways of disabling your ability to LAN party. And I said this in one of my commentaries, but I'm going to explain it now to those who probably don't know. Let's say you have two people who are offline Xbox 360 gamers, and they like to LAN party a lot. Let's say they're playing Borderlands. Now, they both are offline gamers, so they both have the same exact, they're not connected to Xbox, they're not connected to Xbox Live or Microsoft, so they don't get all the ads, they don't get all the updates and everything, but they're able to play their game, together because they're on the same page. They're running Xbox 2.0 and Borderlands 1.0. Well, the other guy has a friend come over, he brings his hard drive, he wants to play Red Dead Redemption. So he puts his hard drive in, he plays Red Dead Redemption, and he goes home. The next day, the two friends try to get back together to play Borderlands. But all of a sudden, he can't. All of a sudden, his game needs an update. But it was just fine yesterday. So why does he need an update? How did his Xbox know his game needs an update? Well, I'll tell you why. Because this stuff is hardwired into every hard drive, and it's on every single game disc. They basically have little codes in those things that are going to be put on every Xbox that you connected to. And so this guy has to connect to Xbox Live and get the new update. It's either that, or like this guy says, delete the update. But that doesn't work, according to some people. Because restoring an Xbox 360, there's certain codes on there that still remain. Larry Von Baron, gamers getting played, he already tried this. He tried this several times with Borderlands, and it doesn't work. And it's because that it doesn't work, and because it's shady, that he was able to get refunds on his games at Best Buy. It is so friggin' sneaky, and it is just so dishonest, and it pisses me off.
On the PC, you're personal.
Dude, you stop fucking saying personal computer. It's really getting annoying.
You're obviously not listening because that's the point of the video. Personal computer.
Freedom. Freedom rings. And you guys are saying it's bad to be a fanboy of a personal computer. Personal computer.
Freedom rings, my boys. Freedom rings.
That's like saying you can't be a fan of your own work. You can't admire your own work.
You are a self-pretentious blowhard at this point. It's not your own creation. You just modified the sound and graphics or whatever the fuck to make it slightly personal. You didn't make the game, you just changed the settings.
Almost a gamer, if you go on offline mode and turn your computer off, you can still play your games. I have a video of myself unplugging my Ethernet cord, and Steam goes offline. I hit go to offline mode. It goes to offline mode. I shut the computer off. I turn it back on. It's still disconnected from the internet. It's not getting any connection to anything outside this room. Turn it back on. I hit Steam. It says you're not connected to the internet. Do you want to start in offline mode? I hit yes, and it starts in offline mode. Well, if you expect to be offline, then set it to go offline mode. That's what I did. I knew I wouldn't be able to pay my Comcast bill, and so I set my Steam to offline mode, and the next day they turned my Comcast off. But I was still able to play Alice Madness Returns, even though I had no internet, and it was on my Steam. I played all my games. And there's some games on Steam that still work without having to even open Steam. I played Legend of Fae just by going to the direct folder and double-clicking the icon, and I played it.
And that's the same thing.
No, Steam does not have PS1 games, but you can put your PS1 games in your PC and play them.
Because you want console.
Wait, what?
At this point, it's not your own creation. You just modified the sound and graphics or whatever the fuck to make it slightly personal. You didn't make the game. You just changed the settings. And that's the same thing you can do on console.
You can change the settings on consoles. From low to very low.
We're not defending the companies when we say PC. When you guys say PC fanboys, are you guys...
Look, the reason why I argue about this stuff is because I love to argue. And this is just fun. I care because it's a fun thing for me. I'm not emotionally attached to anything. It's all just fun for me. It wouldn't matter what I made videos on, except for Xbox 360. In my opinion, there's no way to defend 360. There isn't. There's so many bad things about it. I see no way anyone's ever capable of defending 360. That's why the 360 fanboys were destroyed the entire time they're on YouTube. That's why they ran to their forums. It didn't even take facts either. It just took El Pressador making a video with dancing puppets to own them.
Saying a certain company? No! You're not! You're saying PC, personal computer!
Consoles.
When we say PS3 fanboy, Sony. Microsoft fanboy, Microsoft. 360 fanboy is the same. Microsoft. Wii fanboy, Nintendo, which isn't very bad, even though the Wii hasn't really had that many games come out recently. It has a great one like Skyward Sword, but there aren't that many coming out, you know, that you really need to get. But there's a difference, guys, between a console fanboy and a PC fanboy.
Yeah, one likes PC, one likes console. What's your point?
I don't know what this faggot's name is.
Wait.
Yeah, I think I made that very clear.
I had no idea!
I'm going to repeat it one last time.
Oh, please, you really don't have to.
It's one of the dumbest people I have ever come across on the internet.
You do realize that by saying that, you're comparing people who prefer console over PC to Chris Chan and Alex Henryall, right?
Alex Henryall was doing it for all attention and money. Plus, she wants to have sex with me, so I gotta give her points there.
Just saying.
So for the last time, PC fanboy? Yes, I am a fan of my own personal computer, where I create my own experiences, where I dictate what I can do. On the other hand, console fanboy. Hey, I like it when Sony takes away my features. I like dishing out.
That's gotta be a pretty big ego. I mean, that's a compliment right there. He's telling me my ego is bigger than my dick. So, you know, my ego is pretty large according to these people.
$60 a year just to play my game.
See, that's how much kids fail. That they actually compliment you when they're trying to insult you.
It's online. I like having no exclusives. I like all my games being dedicated to Connect. I like.
My girl calls it the Black Mamba. That's her name for the BBC.
Having substandard online experience. So, being a PC fanboy is a good thing.
Well, that sure as hell wasn't egotistical to say.
Wise up.
People do know that egotistical people are selfish. It's all about, you know, oneself. I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about the capabilities of a platform that's greater than another platform. And I'm talking about people as a whole. I'm not talking about myself, even though I'm included within that group. These people don't know any, you know, terminology. It's like when Youngblood was telling me that I was using ad hominem attacks, when ad hominem is when you're only attacking a person's character instead of attacking their points. I'm like, that's not what I do. That's what you're doing, because the entire time I was talking to him, he couldn't give me a single point to back up any of his points. Yes, I am a very terrible representation of the PC community. And that's only from one person. You know, if all the millions of PC gamers said that, I would probably listen, but one guy is like, it's like a June bug hitting the screen of my door. It doesn't matter. And evidently, I'm one of the kings of V, so I must be doing something right.
And please, by all means, call me a PC fanboy. BBC doesn't care, and any other PC enthusiast will not care.
Yeah, the BLACKbusterCritic doesn't care. He's just making an 8.5-minute video on why he cares.
Have a good day.
And that's the end, folks. All I have to say, this video is a prime example of why I don't enjoy the BLACKbusterCritic anymore. Bye.
Ah, man, oh man. No, they didn't skip the golem bit. There was 2 of them that used the golem part, I think. Like, I just deliver the facts, and I do it in a charismatic and you know, I do it in a controversial way, because that's the best way to get console fanboys' attention. And if you want to talk about bad representations, Nico, you're a pretty bad representation, because you went right along with all the other commentators and their little buddies and left all kinds of stupid comments on the videos. Need I remind you? No one should speak out for all the PC people? not really speaking up for anyone. I'm just delivering the facts. Those are just, you know, facts. I can make these factual statements without even being a PC gamer. I think someone that doesn't listen to factual evidence is a lot worse than somebody that's delivering the truth. Well, Nico, that's your opinion, and that doesn't really matter. Saying what someone shouldn't do, okay, personally, shouldn't matter. Anything personal and how you feel doesn't matter. But if it's something that's affecting something that's factual, then yeah, you should say something. Who am I hurting? Tell me, who am I hurting? I'm sparking primitive wars that died long ago. Tell me when it's died. Give me a date and a time. Let's look at some of your comments on here. All BBC is doing is alienating his fan base with this immature internet drama bullshit he keeps getting involved in my opinion. Okay? Not to mention he doesn't have the right to tell us what to do with our money when it comes to DLC. It's our money. We can do whatever the fuck we want with it. Okay? Even though if it's, you know, destroying gaming, yeah, you think that's okay? Even though it's hurting gaming? And that's factual? Yeah, I don't speak for your wallets because a lot of your wallets are empty because you got mommy and daddy buying your games. But I'm telling you what your purchase means and what your purchase does. Do you know what dollar voting is? Do you know what the term dollar voting means? Oh yeah, I plan on doing another video on KMR soon. Yes, it's voting with your wallet. By giving certain people money, you're telling them what's okay to do. And by giving Capcom money, you're essentially telling them that it's okay that you are cheating us. And that's my message. If you don't get that, you're just as ignorant as all those other commentating people, which is, you know, which you really are because you sided with them the entire time. If you are really a PC gamer, you should be aware of the things I'm talking about and how factual it is. I can tell people to do anything I want all day. Does that mean they're going to have to do it? No. But people who know of the issues and know the problems and know what their purchase of a game means is what I want people to know. I want to educate them what their dollar does to gaming as a whole. And the effect is not good. Do you understand that much? I mean, for me, I do want Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I would gladly get it if it came out first and it was Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but it was just the original one. But I don't support companies like Capcom because they cheated gamers. And when you guys call me egotistical, even though I am boycotting these companies because I don't support what they do, and I'm trying to educate other people to make better decisions so that gaming can be better as a whole, and you people call me selfish. It's silly. Outright silly. And you guys always say anyone that argues against you is automatically wrong. Well, you know what? Can you give me one person I've argued with that was right? Give me one. I have owned ReviewTech USA, Hip Hop Gamer. I've owned Shipshore, Heavy Base X, Helsing 920. Who else have I debated? I've debated a lot of people. A lot of people. And the reason why I go after these people is because they're wrong. Just like what I said about Hip Hop Gamer. You guys remember the Hip Hop Gamer debate? I told them, so essentially, since you're saying that the games look so great because you're on a 240 megahertz television, that means we don't have to make the games at a higher frame rate. We just have to get a higher megahertz television, and when there's a 600 megahertz television, you're going to make a new video saying, oh, the future of gaming is here, just get a 600 hertz television. And guess what happened? He didn't make that kind of video. I told him what he did was he made stupid titles in his videos. He didn't understand what he was talking about in the videos, and now he's going to get him in trouble. And guess what? He's banned from N4G now. Yeah, Shipshore converted. He admitted defeat and converted to PC gaming. Oh yeah, ABC told me about Black Swan and that Facebook movie. Yeah, he convinced me to see it, and he was right. It was good. It was good. Yeah, BBC thinks that only console fans are the only ones that hate him for what he's doing. Well, I'm sure that even the PC fans are not pleased with him either. I mean, this whole conversation, console versus PC drama, has been irrelevant for a long while, and now he's trying to bring it back up. And like, you left like just tons and tons of comments. Tons of them. You and Youngblood were all over this video leaving all these irrelevant comments. You talk about how irrelevant these arguments are. Well, how irrelevant do you think is arguing about how irrelevant these arguments are? That's even more irrelevant. I love some of these comments though. Like, these comments will be immortalized. You know, let me save this page before some of these people come back and they delete this. Youngblood made so many freaking comments on this video. And he later retracted. No, he didn't do a commentary, but he, you know, let's Let's go ahead and watch that one.
Hey guys, Youngblood Fantasy 91 here with something completely different, a scripted response. I wanted to organize my thoughts coherently in this particular case because this is something that spans several topics and I want to attack them all in the most cogent fashion possible. So recently BLACKbusterCritic posted a USTREAM video regarding his encounters with several commentators such as Vesper the Snake and the League Casual Gamer, as well as Gligar13. Apparently Vesper told BBC that he fell for obvious trolling since Gligar13 vids made a whole commentary on the guy, and BBC reacted negatively to the video. Well, he didn't react negatively as much as he dismissed the video and called Gligar a console fanboy.
Which I didn't. He's only referring to the comment on Gligar's video where the guy said that I called him a console kitty, when I showed you guys in my PM box that I didn't even respond to the guy. And that guy that said that blatant lie that I showed you guys, he removed his own comment and he shut his account down. That's just crazy.
Here's what I have to say concerning this entire video here. Vesper, while I do respect you as a person and while your commentaries are not that bad to begin with, I feel that you upheld pretty subpar trolling.
Here we have Youngblood talking about how these people stood up for his trolling when Youngblood in the comments area of my own video was talking about how badly I got trolled. He did it too. Here's a quote from Youngblood. You got trolled in big capital letters because you're so goddamn adamant about your own viewpoints that you fail to recognize anyone else for their alternate perspectives. So here he is talking about how Vesper Snake was upholding poor trolling, and he says right here, you got trolled.
I mean, yes, I got plenty of requests in the past to do commentaries on Gligar, and I knew from the start that Gligar was an obvious troll trying to piss other people off. That was his main motive. However, I have seen trolling that was done worlds better than what Gligar could have done, regardless of Gligar's motive for doing this and his attempt to satirize the PC and or console fanboys and their incessant whining. But that does not mean BBC is completely innocent throughout all this. While he did have several reasons to back up his points regarding PC gaming, it is quite clear to me that he is exceptionally biased.
And on that point, I asked on Skype, and I have the recording of the actual MP3 of my conversation with Youngblood on Skype. I asked him, how am I biased? I said, give me one example from when I have shown bias. Give me one. Couldn't do it. Could not do it. He couldn't give me a single example of me being biased. And I asked him, in your own videos, you admit that you have not gamed for 2 generations because you don't want to keep up with gaming, period. So if you don't know anything about gaming and you're not a gamer, how would you know if I was being biased or not? Couldn't answer that one either. Could not answer that one either. And don't worry, you guys will definitely get the MP3 of the conversation. I'll have it in the comments area